Hi guys, it's Tiger Lily Whispers here, and today I'm just going to do a softly spoken video about falling in love and just about how it felt for me and how I always thought it would be. I remember seeing him for the first time, and I was fascinated. The way he smiled, the way his eyes danced, the way he lit up the room so bright, the way I was drawn to him like a moth to the flame. I was curious. I didn't know him. I wanted to know him. But I was scared. Scared to speak to him. Such a radiant, beautiful person with eyes like the deep blue sea and hair of the flame, surely wouldn't want to talk to me. And time went by, week after week. I stood on my counter and watched him on his counter at work. Just thinking about him. I've never believed in love at first sight, nor do I believe now. I believe in lust at first sight, and I remember wanting him to put his hands on me, to kiss me, for him to whisper in my ear that I was beautiful and he wanted me. But most of all, I wanted to know him. I wanted to understand what made him tick, to get inside his head and under his skin. And one day, excuse me, I turned around and it was him. He needed help for a customer wanting something girly. Nail varnish, I remember. You're a girl, he said. I guess you know about this kind of stuff. I smiled, feeling my knees a little like jelly. Yes, I can help. I helped the customer, and when I returned to my counter, he was there. And we got talking, and he was laughing, not at me, but with me, and we laughed together. I found his name, his age, his hobbies. found out about me. And when my shift was due to finish, I was sad to leave my counter, sad that I would not see him again for another week, but he was waiting for me. As I put my coat on to leave, he was there. "Do you have a life partner?" he said. "No." "Would you like to go out for a drink with me?" "Yeah." And that was it. Our first date was a blur of happiness, dreams, passions, and discovery. At the end of the night, he took me to my front door, fumbling for my keys. "Well, good night, good night." And he kissed me, and I felt dizzy. I felt high. I felt complete, and I didn't want to stop. It was incredible. We said goodbye, and that was it. I saw him whenever I could, and as I got to know him more, it made me love him deeper. I remember the first time I told him I loved him. He'd already said it to me, but I was scared, shy, too good to be true, mixed emotions all the time. And just as I was about to leave the city to go home to the country, "I love you," I said to him in his ear as I drove away. Loving him feels like nothing I have ever felt before. When people say, "You know when you know," I know. I know when I look into his eyes, I see my man. I see honesty, I see trust, I see passion, love and dedication. When he looks into my eyes, I'm flying. I'm on a fluffy cloud, floating in the sky. When he annoys me, which at time to time he does, I am angry. Sometimes I shout, sometimes I hide, but like gravity, I'm pulled back into his arms. "I'm sorry, baby, I'm sorry too." And it's over. And we're loving each other again. We don't fight much, but when we do, I hate it. It's as if there's a crack in my ceiling, a crack in my perfect world, a mirror shattered into thousands and thousands of tiny pieces. I am the puzzle with a missing piece, and he is the piece that fits me. He makes me feel confident, sexy, which is something no one has ever made me feel. Falling in love, to me, has been nothing but a thrill. I thrive on the unknown, on the excitement, on the waiting, the wondering, and I have no questions anymore, because even if we share different ideas about things, we argue, at the end of the day, I want to open the door, hang my coat up, and have him standing there to welcome me home. For his arms are my home, and forever I shall stay.